Lesson 53, Time. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to talk about time, the words we use for different periods, useful expressions with time, verbs associated with time passing, and adjectives that describe duration. Time is such a central part of our lives, and this vocabulary will help you talk about it more precisely and naturally. So, let us get started. Periods of time, words, and typical contexts. First, let us look at words for different periods of time and the contexts in which we use them. We have major historical or geological periods like the Ice Age, the Stone Age, the Middle Ages, and the Computer Age. After the war, a new era of stability began. An era is a long period, perhaps several decades. A spell is an indefinite but short period, for example, a spell of hot weather, or he has had a couple of spells in hospital in the last 2 or 3 years. The city went through several stages of development to become what it is today. A stage is a period of development or a particular time in a process. Most teenagers go through a phase of being lazy. A phase is a period which is part of a longer period. Phase can also mean the same as stage. Useful expressions with time. Now, let us look at some useful expressions with time. During the 1980s, I lived in Barcelona for a time. That means a vague, indefinite period. The doctor says you should stay in bed for the time being, which means for now, not specific. She can get a bit bad-tempered at times, which means occasionally or now and then. By the time we get home, this pizza will be cold. Note that this is followed by a present tense, not a future with will. I am not in regular contact with her. I just send her an email from time to time, which means sometimes but not often. One at a time, please. I cannot deal with you all together. We arrived just in time to hear the Prime Minister's speech, which means at the right time or with enough time to do something. Our plane was on time and she was waiting for us at the airport, which means punctual, neither early nor late. I have told you time and time again not to ring me at the office, which means many times. This is very emphatic and usually used in negative contexts. The city has changed a great deal over the course of time or over the course of the last 2 centuries. This is used about long periods of time. Verbs associated with time passing. Now, let us look at some verbs associated with time passing. 10 years had elapsed since they last saw each other. This is normally used in the perfect or past, without adverbs, and it is formal. Time seems to fly as you get older, which means pass very quickly. This film lasts for 3 hours. The meeting went on or dragged on for 2 hours. This suggests it was longer than expected or desired. Drag on is stronger. Adjectives describing duration. Finally, let us look at adjectives that describe duration. How long something lasts. There was a momentary loss of electrical power and the data was lost, which means very brief. I just got a fleeting glimpse of the president as his car drove past, which means very short and quick. Venice has a timeless beauty, which means it seems to be unaffected by time. A common mistake to avoid. Before we finish, let us clear up a common mistake. Do not confuse in time and on time. In time means with enough time to do something or at the right time. For example, we got there just in time for dinner. On time means punctual, neither early nor late. For example, I expect she will be late. The trains are never on time. So, that is our lesson on time. These words, expressions, verbs, and adjectives will help you talk about periods of time, express when things happen, and describe the passage and duration of time with greater precision and nuance.